Welcome back to another SHELL CTF 2022 write-up video. In this video, we'll be walking through some of the reversing challenges from this CTF. Let's get into it. So the ones I did are pulling the strings, Keygen, warmup, and how to defeat a dragon. And we'll just be walking through all those since they don't take much time at all to do. So I figured, just like the forensics and the crypto videos, I'll just put them all into one. That being said, let's look at pulling the strings. Can you please feed me something? And then there's the flag format. So I have it pulled up over here in Cali, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just maximize the screen for now. And we're going to run a file on it just to see what type it is. ELF 64-bit, okay. Let's try running it. Feed me something, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's run cutter on it. Well, actually, if you do run strings on it instead first, you'll notice that you're not actually going to be able to spit out the flag here. And maybe it'll show up in the hex, and you could probably look for it that way. But I found a much easier and more cleaner solution where I just opened it up in cutter like so. And here we go. And if you go to main, actually you don't even have to do that. If you go to strings, sort by the length, you'll find the flag actually right here. SHELL CTF, thanks for the food. So we will copy that. Come back to our flag submission, paste it in, and submit. Alright, let's move on to Keygen. Enter the license key and get the flag. Simple, right? Alright, so let's close out of cutter here. And let's back out and go to Keygen. Let's look at what type of file Keygen is. It's a 64-bit again. Let's try running it. Looks like it needs a key. Okay. So let's open it up in cutter. Okay, let's go back to the decompiler. Let's go to main. All right, here we have checking license, and then we have a function down here that says get string. Let's take a look at that. And as you can see here, the flag is actually right here in plain text, being loaded into the RAX register. So we just simply need to type out what this sequence of characters reads out. SHELL CTF. Keygen underscore, it's a 1 is cool. And that should be our flag. So let's grab that, copy, paste it in, and submit. Alright, let's move on to warmup. Here's a quick rev challenge to get started. Reverse the binary to obtain the flag. Alright, so we'll close out of Keygen here. Back out. Let's go into warmup. See what kind of file warmup is. Another 64-bit ELF. Let's try running it. Enter flag. Alright, wrong link. Alright. So let's do cutter on this one as well. Actually, this time let's do Ghidra. And you'll see why here in a second. And let's go up. Alright, so now we have it kind of loaded up here. Let's go to the main function here. And you'll notice there's some variables being loaded into a local underscore A8 variable. And then you can see kind of an operation being done here of a bitwise shift on each of these characters in the array 2 bits, right? It's doing a right shift of 2 bits. And then it's comparing it to our input. And I guess if it returns 1, then it's true, and that's it. And if it's false, it says no, that's not it. Okay, so how do we kind of figure out what we need to do here? Well, all I did was I took this portion of the code and I put it into a little online C compiler, and I can show you that here, over here. And so as you can see here, I took the local underscore A8 array and I just kind of copied all the values here. And then I took the local underscore AC value, because that's the index that they're using, right? I is what we usually call it. And actually, can I? No, I can't. Anyways, let's see, can I? There we go. All right, so here you can see the same for loop that's over here in the Ghidra decompiler. And all I did was, instead of having a comparison spit out here, I just did the bit shift. And that's what you see here, is I'm printing each character that comes out of doing the bit shift on each of these. So if we run it, we get our flag, shell CTF, bitwise operators. And we'll copy that, paste it in, and submit. All right, let's move on to the last reversing that I was able to do, which is how to defeat a dragon. Dragonair the dragon with the hexadecimal head has attacked the village to take revenge on his last defeat. We need to get the ultimate weapon, and then there's the flag format and an ELF called Vault. So let's come back over here and let's close out Ghidra. And we'll go to the how to defeat a dragon. And let's go ahead and start off by doing a file on Vault. And then we're going to run a strings on Vault. And as you can see, our flag is actually just visible in the strings here. But as you can see here, these are quite clearly readable hex values, and it's also cut off. So we kind of need to get the fuller picture here, right? So let's go ahead and clear, and let's go ahead and open Cutter back up on it. Actually, let's do Radari 2 on it instead. And then we'll do a DB on main, DOO, DC. Then we're just going to do a PDF. Here we go. So now we have kind of the fuller picture here, right? We have each of our strings and the last value down here. But like I said, these numbers inside of the curly braces here that you can see here are readable hex values. So we just need to grab all these values and put them into a hex to ASCII converter. So I would much rather do that. Let's scoot it back out this way. All right. And let's go ahead and open up CyberChef. Do from hex. So we want this. And this. Almost done. And there's our full flag. Shell CTF is reversing easy. So it's kind of funny how they have Shell CTF and then a wrapper here, because it's just there to kind of throw you off. And they still have the full flag encoded in hex here. And again, they basically did that to throw you off so that you think this is actually the flag, but anybody that's done CTS before can clearly tell that these values in here, if you split them up into pairs, are definitely readable hex values. So let's copy that and paste it in and submit. All right, and that'll wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Turn on post notifications to get regular injections of cyber content directly into your feed. Check out our Patreon, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter. Links in the description box down below. And leave any feedback or questions in the comments section down below. This is Almond Milk. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.